Hello and welcome to the sixth and final instalment of my Singapore Sling diary. I'm Simon Collings from ABW here in Singapore. Thanks to Haters TV. You can find us on Twitter at Haters TV. Find our YouTube channel, Haters TV, for all your Arsenal video content, presses, interviews, training. So yeah, it's the end of the tour, and what a good tour it's been. I think from my own personal view, I've had an amazing time. Been absolutely fantastic experience. I mean, in terms of my own career and doing some of the things that I've done on this tour in terms of interviews, access I've had, being able to get behind the scenes, the club that I support and that I follow. You know, I mean, when I started out as a journalist 4 years ago, when I qualified, to say I would have been doing this in 4 years, I'd not believed you. So from that point of view, it's been absolutely amazing. And for us, it's been a really, really good tour as well. Obviously, rounded off last night with the result against Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. That PSG team was very weak, wasn't it? The fact that Lassana Diarra was playing centre back probably sums it up, doesn't it? And a lot of young players on there. Some of the young players who looked decent. I thought. I thought Timothy Weah was a good player. I thought Nkuku was a good player. Rabiot as well. I mean, no, he's not a young player, but I've never seen him play live before. And I thought he was absolutely fantastic in the middle of the park. I didn't realise he was that tall and that sort of rangy and as good on the ball as he is, because when we read about him in English press, it's always, he's the ball winning midfielder that Arsenal want. But in my opinion, he's much, much more than that. So to see him as well was great. But he was, their only real player, wasn't it? It was him and Buffon, and they basically sort of held them in it. I mean, if Buffon hadn't played as he did, it honestly could have been 8 or 9. But from the Arsenal point of view, I thought we played very, very well. I liked the formation as well. We were actually chatting about it in the press box afterwards. Me and a couple of the journalists, and we were saying, what was the actual formation? Because certainly with Ozil, Ozil was drifting about, all over the place. He was playing as a number 9. He was playing out wide on the right. He was playing through the middle. And we actually, in the end, we thought, look, we got to ask Emery about this, because we need to find out what the situation is. And Emery, for me, the thing that I liked the most about it was when we asked Emery, he basically just said, look, I'm trying to get the best out of Ozil and find his best possession on the pitch. And he said, look, today he started number 10, and we played Mateo and Mohamed behind him, so 4-2-3-1. But when he's saying, when we do the ball, so this is a quote, so when we do have the ball, we can press with the striker and a number 10, almost like a 4-4-2 in a press. But it depends, because Mesut can also play on the right and go inside, driving in the open space for the right back. And that was the thing we noticed, because there was points where we were like, Mesut's playing up front, but the nice thing to see from Emery there is him explain, look, it's not, a formation is fluid, it's not rigid, it adapts to the situation. And him basically saying, look, when we're pressing, it's basically 4-4-2, because I'm not going to have Aubameyang or Lacazette trying to press 2 centre-backs on his own. It won't work. And it won't work. You're not going to win the ball back. You've got one lone striker doing doggies. You might as well just concede defeat and not even bother. So the fact that explains Ozil there is interesting. And I thought Ozil looked really good. He looked fit, sharp. And along with the rest of the attacking players, I thought Mkhitaryan was very good. I was impressed with Aubameyang through the middle. And I've always liked Aubameyang through the middle. I know we have to get him on the left sometimes to get Lacazette in, but I really do think sometimes it's going to be worth playing Aubameyang in the middle. As an overall performance, I don't think we can knock it. And for me, as I said, the attacking players were great, and I enjoyed watching them. Iwobi, I thought, did okay, but the real shining light for me and my player of the tour is Matteo Guendouzi. An absolutely just fantastic player. Admittedly, none of us, probably other than Chris, because he's an absolute French fiend, had heard a word about him before he signed for us. And he's come over, he's looked every bit, ready to play in that first team squad. And when we signed him, it was sort of £7 million, which is a good amount of money. I still thought, okay, maybe they'll get him in, they'll loan him out. But Emery's quotes when they signed him, you can go back and look on the website, basically says, no, he's in the first team squad. So that gave a clue there about how highly they thought of him. And watching him here, he's just absolutely lovely on the ball. He's got that bottle that good players have, where he will, doesn't matter who's on his back, under pressure, he will get it, he will turn, he will spin. And there's one bit, I actually tweeted it or I retweeted it earlier on, and you can find it. He plays this one pass where he's like deep in between the 2 centre backs, and he absolutely just fizzes it about 40 yards between sort of a gap of 3 players and right to Mkhitaryan's feet, and it sets the attack off. And that for me is just such a skill to have. But to have that and be, winning the ball back, we haven't had a player like that for a long, long time. And as I said it before in one of the other updates, I do not get the Nzonzi link when Guendouzi is this good, and we need a player like this. And for me, I've already got ahead of El Neni in this side. And when he joined, I thought he's going to be competing with Willock and Maitland-Niles, but he is streaks ahead of them. And he is a real contender to start with Man City, I think. He sees his opportunity. I know Trey is going to be back Monday, so he's going to have sort of 10 days to get himself in, but I really think Guendouzi is putting a strong, strong case forward. In terms of the other winners of the tour, I mean, Emil Smith-Rowe, he's not done what Guendouzi's done in terms of win himself a spot in the first team, but I think he's won himself a spot in the first team squad. I don't think they will loan him out now. I think you'll keep him for till January at least. He can play all the Carabao Cup games until then. It could be 3 or 4. He can be in Europa League squads. Let's say he gets 10 fixtures till Christmas, then let him go on loan and get 20 fixtures in the Championship. That would be my plan for him, and he's earned that. I mean, his assist last night was great for Lacazette. Good to see Lacazette scoring, looking so sharp as well, and playing that role off the bench, which is what I think at times he'll have to do. With Aubameyang, he'll have to at times play that role. So, all in all, a very good performance last night and a fantastic tour. And just my overall thoughts on the tour. As I said, Arsenal on the pitch has been great. Looking at Emery and seeing the work coming in and being able to watch them train and then watch them play, it's so much easier to understand how the ideas are getting across and how the intensity is getting across. For me, it's still going to take time. I think we need to be careful and give him time and understand that I think for me so far, he's installed the spirit, he's installed the philosophy, but to get the tactical side that he wants in is still going to take a little bit of time. And he did mention that in his press conference. He said, look, because someone said, look, the pressing wasn't always as you wanted, and we said, look, was that because of the heat? You can't do the pressing. And he said, no, it's just tactically Ozil, Iwobi, these guys who've new to come back haven't quite got it as much as the guys who've really done. So I would think sort of October time would be the time once everyone has got that pressing and got it all on board. But from what I've seen so far, I cannot speak highly enough of Emery. Really, really impressed. And he's leaving here with a lot of fans. Certainly in the media, I think the media will be impressed. But in Singapore as well, all this stuff Arsenal have done with the fans. They had the fan party, they had that race, the Emirates event, they had the kit launch. Everything they've done here at Arsenal has been really, really good. And they've won a lot of fans with this tour. And from a media perspective, it's been great for us because we've had media every day Arsenal have been here. They've given us plenty of access to players, Emery, and that is what you want as media, isn't it? Because you want to be able to tell you guys, the fans, what the players have been up to and what's been going on. So as for me, I've still got a few more days in Singapore, but I'll save you the updates because Arsenal have gone home, so you won't want to hear about my ramblings in Singapore. But I'm just staying around to cover the PSG and Atletico games. The PSG and Atletico game, the last game, which should be a good match, but only 10,000 tickets have been sold apparently, and I think that's a Monday night, a bit after Lord Mayor's show, because Saturday was fantastic. They had a record crowd there, over 50,000, and the atmosphere was brilliant, really, really good, full for Arsenal fans. But Monday they're thinking 10,000 fans, so it'll be me, one man, and his dog there. So I'm not too excited, but hopefully a good game. PSG trying to have a few more players back, but they've been crippled by the World Cup, and that is Arsenal's big bonus. And Tuchel said it after the game. Arsenal got a massive advantage, and people need to understand this, the fact that our squad has so few players gone to World Cup. Emery's had all this time, everyone is fit, they've been able to prepare, and I really do think it's an advantage for Arsenal. And Tuchel was saying that when he was manager of Mainz years ago before Dortmund, he said whenever it was a World Cup or Euro year, we wanted to play the big teams early doors, because us at Mainz, we'd had all our players with us for 6-7 weeks. Bayern Munich, Dortmund, they'd had them for 2 weeks, and we were like, right, we want to play them first. We don't want to play them in December. So that's why I think City, Chelsea first up for Arsenal could actually be a really, really good start for Emery. As much as when the fix came out, we thought, oh, it's terrible. Now I'm thinking it's great, and I've just seen on Twitter a picture of Riyad Mahrez in a boot. He's done a problem with his ankle, so I mean, that was another player who was going to be key for City. So I don't think we can complain about those fixtures anymore. But anyway, that is it for me in Singapore. For these tour updates. Again, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed them. I'll be back on the Bergkamp Wonderland pod soon, probably hopefully the next few weeks, and I can chat a bit more about Singapore on the show. But thanks for the updates, thanks for the comments. I'll try and, any on YouTube, I will try and get back to you and reply to you if you have any questions, put them on there or just tweet me. And follow Haters TV as well, because as I say, a lot of stuff I've been doing, all the video, all the interviews, it's all on there. We get the Arsenal press conferences up quicker than anyone else. You can watch them in full, everything Emery says, and it is really, really great content. So all I'm going to say is thank you, and you'll hear me again, but back in England.